the last couple of years, we've not really had a lot of.
All right, there we go.
You were never here when it was big stuff.
Quick, we gotta get the bids.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. What's your pleasure on the agenda?
Move to approve. Support.
Any additions or corrections? Okay, all in favor of the motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. It's approved. So now we will take up the minutes from the last meeting.
Move to approve.
Support.
Okay, a motion from Mike, support from Mark to approve the minutes from last meeting. Any additions or corrections? If not, all in favor of the motion to approve the minutes from March the 12th, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Minutes are approved. So now we will look at the bills. Of March the 19th. What's your pleasure on the bills?
Move to approve.
Support.
Motion from Mark and support from Kathy to approve the bills of March 19th. I'll give you a couple minutes to look them over. Any questions you might have. Just a question, Bob, are we getting close to full again on sand, or we still got room to go? Or not sand, but salt?
Oh, we got plenty of room, but we're taking our last of 1,500 ton that we ordered, and then that'll cut off for this year. And then we've already submitted our my deal bid for next year, and that we can start taking, I believe, in September.
Okay.
So we're good right now. And then come September, we can order to fill everything up and.
After
Oh,
October 31st.
after her
Inventory
inventory
observation.
observation.
So after October 31st, we can start getting salt and.
my deal says we can get it in September. Katie says no. So after that, the inventory observation, then we'll have them start hauling in, and I'll kind of talk a little bit about salt in my updates too.
Manager's report.
Okay. Any other questions?
The insurance on the underground storage tanks, is that just insurance? There's nothing else? You're paying
No.
$5,000?
Every year, yep.
And did that go up or is that what it's been?
It went up some from last year, but, yeah.
So is that with a private company, or is it with McChrysop?
It used to be with McChrysop, but a couple of years ago, they don't cover it, and it's through another party
It's a third party.
that they,
So that's an annual payment?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Underground tanks are cheap.
There's risk there,
Yes.
there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I know.
They gotta be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if not, they got inspected every so often.
Oh, we have
They're
inspected too.
inspected all the time too.
And there's sensors, monitors on them too if it leaks.
Are those out here?
All the outline garages are above ground, and they're smaller tanks.
Any other questions? Okay, we will then proceed to vote on paying the bills. And I guess what the dollar amounts, $158,498.14. Yep. All in favor of approving the bills, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion is approved. Now we will go with the treasurer's report.
The beginning cash and investment balance is $2,882,208.76. Total receipts were $819. And total on bills and payable, this one's just bills, is $158,498.14. CD reserve for 2 trucks is $703,473.76. Any available fund balance is $2,168,037.05. Outstanding accounts payable is $24,965.
Any questions on the financial report? Do we need a motion to approve that?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Katie. We do have, what, 5 minutes or not quite?
Yeah.
Is there any, Bob, you have some things under your report you may want to cover here?
Sure. I'll hold off on the policy and the stuff that's on the agenda until we get there, but, just informational, we're going to list the pickup that blew the engine on Gov Deals to try to get it auctioned off and sell for whatever we can get. We're also gonna put the man lift back on. We listed it this winter time frame. We didn't meet the reserve that we had put on it, so we didn't get rid of it then, so we're gonna put it back on to see what else we can get. I don't know if I wanna really change the reserve, cause it was already, to me, fairly low. We'll just keep it that, see what we get this time around. So if you see those posted somewhere, that's the 2 pieces that we're looking to sell.
What kind of a reserve did we have on it?
I'm not gonna say during the meeting.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's no longer a reserve.
It's not a reserve.
I understand.
That's a little bit.
I can tell you individually. Let's see, we do have the curb sweeping bid to open up here. Let's see, I'll start with other stuff. So we're still waiting on the contracts for Buckeye Road, Day Road, and Tamarack Road from the townships, if they wanna participate in those and see where they wanna go with those.
Buckeye,
West of Trip Road,
yeah, I know where that one is. Day Road, and where was the other?
Tamarack.
So both of those, no, okay, Tamarack, where on Tamarack?
East of 99.
Okay, that's in Ransom Township. I have a feeling, I don't know how they're gonna, what's the estimated cost on that one?
I don't have anything on that yet.
Because, remember Ransom.
Did they get the contract?
I believe so.
Alright, I just don't have the
haven't signed
contracts
them.
with me. I think all 3 of those, they've got contracts, we just need to know if they're interested in doing
Doing it this year.
Yep.
Yeah, I
them.
think
And it's,
the biggest one to me that's gonna be in question would be in Ransom Township.
Okay.
With their limited financial resources.
the other one is the Somerset Road, north of Stewart Road, which, we do have a meeting scheduled now for April 7th at 2 p.m. on site with Eagle and the township reps to see if we can discuss with Eagle to do a more reasonable structure instead of a full-blown bridge.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that goes after that meeting, and we'll go from there. The Frontier Road, south of Britt Road culvert's here. We'll replace it as soon as weather permits, we can get a crew out there to do it. The Bacon Road, east of Rumsey Road, culvert's been ordered. When it comes in, we'll schedule a time to put that in. The grade inspections have been submitted for our safety projects. They'll be bid in May, and the urban and various roads will be bid in June. The bridge design for the Likely and Mosierville roads are out, and they're due back April 2nd. Those are RFPs, not RFBs. They're proposals because they're professional services. So we'll open those. We'll come to a conclusion of which one we think we need, and we'll bring that back to the board for approval. Which that'll probably be the April 9th meeting. The Likely Road Bridge. We submitted the application for the earmark with Representative Wirtz on the 13th of February. We're also submitting that bridge for our FY 2029 local bridge applications. So we'll have to wait to see how that goes. But with the critical bridge applications, we're submitting for the Hartley Likely Road Bridge, the Dimmers Road west of South Hillsdale Road, and Pittsford Road north of Hartley Road. If we talk to the Representative Wirtz's office, and if we get funding through Critical Bridge, then they would easily then just pull the earmark application. So we don't want to lose out, because if the earmark doesn't come through, we know this one very well likely could get selected for critical, and so hopefully one way or another this bridge is going to get funded. So we'll have to see how that pans out.
So I have a question on the Dimmers Road Bridge in Woodbridge Township.
Mhm.
That's just west of M99.
West of South Hillsdale.
Yeah, I misspoke. When I was at their board meeting and I shared that with the township board, the clerk, who's been there a long time, says, I thought we put something fairly new in there not that long ago. I drove down there because I wasn't familiar with what you actually have right there. There's 3 good-sized tubes under the road. I have a feeling that today Eagle will not
That'll be a bridge.
approve that. And so, but I am wondering, and I don't expect an answer right this moment, when were those tubes put in there? How long have they been in there?
I'm sure we can find that. Let's see, that was the Dimmers.
Because, my experience is time has a way of getting away from us,
Mm-hmm.
flying, for example. I mean, it doesn't seem like, it's been 50 plus years since we bought our farm, but it has.
Okay. All right, so it looks like it's time to
Okay?
revert back. Do real quick.
Yes.
She was calling over to Joe to make sure Joe didn't have
She
anything.
just peeked in,
Oh, did she?
yeah,
Okay,
but she
nothing else?
said nothing else.
All right.
So I'll let her go.
right.
She's already on her way.
Well, we'll start with the bid from Sandy Sweet.
You were already on your way when I said that. Sandy Sweet was first.
They gave us 2 copies of the same. Oh, it's not, okay. For the state curb sweeping, for a total of 75,457 linear feet. Their pricing comes in at 20 cents per linear foot. And then for the county curb sweeping, for a total of 13,700 linear feet, is also 20 cents per linear foot. I believe that's all we need for that, right?
And they have a grand total at all, or no?
No, we just have to total them.
That's fine, I just didn't know if they had it there or not.
And the second bid that we've got,
Sweeping Corporation.
was that SKYA.
Oh. I think Heather, not Heather, but Karen looked it up.
Tape down in there. My bender.
I'm a bender, don't ruin it.
Oh, I did bend it, didn't I? Karen, can I get mad?
They want it sealed.
Didn't get it, Karen? No, that was definitely a sealed bid. Then another sealed.
Top secret.
Can never happen.
So, from SCA of Michigan LLC, the state curb sweeping for a total of 75,457 linear feet is, and they go out about 10 decimal points, but basically 5 cents a foot. And to be exact, I guess it's 0.051091537.
Not quite 6 cents a foot, what you're saying.
And then for the county curb sweeping, for the total of 13,700 linear feet, is exactly the same at 0.051. And same digits.
Where are they from?
Grand Rapids. No, Seven Hills, Ohio. Wherever that's at.
Well, I didn't think that was the name or the address that Bob read.
When Karen looked it up, they have a Michigan address and an Ohio address.
It says 7 Hills, Ohio on here.
I didn't know there was Seven Hills in northern Ohio.
It doesn't have to be northern Ohio.
It could be southern Ohio, I know, but
Yeah, well,
northern Ohio is pretty flat.
yeah, my interpretation was it was someplace other than northwest Ohio.
So that is extremely low.
Extremely.
I guess so.
Who's done the sweeping in the past?
Sammy
Same
Sweep.
sweep.
Do you have any recollection about where we would have been a year ago with them?
I don't know, has that even changed? It
Yeah.
might have been 19 cents or something like that, but
Because this includes state roads, do we have to take the lowest bid?
They gotta, the state has to approve it too.
yeah, the state will have to approve it. Once you guys approve it, they still have to approve it too for their portion of it.
You know, when you get that much difference in price, you begin to wonder why.
We have a list of references.
Well, they've actually got 28 people on their payroll.
Are they doing work in any other Michigan counties?
Let me look here. about 9 pieces of equipment, everything from brooms to back sweepers.
Yeah, 15 cents a foot difference.
Yeah.
Kathy's getting a total here for us.
Well, it's almost $15,000 on the state roads versus about $4,000. And on the county roads, it's about $2,700 versus about $700. So, I mean, you knew it, just a difference in the per mile, but
Their references,
Does it say when they can start it off?
Genesee County Road Commission, the City of Howell, and the City of Novi.
So they're off. That way,
Well, Howell is in Livingston County, east of Lansing.
And for those contracts, they show for Genesee County is 110,000, the City of Howell is 50,000, and the City of Novi is 65.
That's the dollar amounts of their contracts?
That's their contracts for those.
but they'd have a lot more sweeping than
Yeah, they'd probably have a lot more curb sweeping to do. I think I would like to communicate with them just to make sure that's not an error, or and maybe bring this back to the next board to,
maybe a motion to table
I would
or
think
a
so.
motion to direct.
well, there is no motion. We just opened the bids.
Mhm.
So there wouldn't be a motion to table.
That's how we've done all the other ones we've opened, we tabled it. You guys did a motion to table. So I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know what the
I
right
think it
way
has
is.
been in the past, I don't know if that's the,
Here's what I think. If we had a motion to postpone the decision,
Correct.
that would be better than a motion to table, because I think Kathy technically is right. The tabled motion is maybe you got something already on the table that you wanna. So if we could have a motion to postpone, to give the manager time to do some checking.
I would move that we delay decision on these two bids until the next board meeting so the manager can do some follow-up work.
So,
Okay, I have a motion to delay or postpone, whichever word you wanna use, it means the same thing. The decision on, the, curb sweeping until our next board meeting. Give our manager time to check things out. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
so do we move to public comment, or?
Yeah, I think we, at least for the record, need to say we open the floor for public comment, and I would just make the observation that we have no public setting in the audience at this point in time. This is always the opportunity for somebody to come later on, and we do have another public comment period at the end of our meeting. So we can go back to manager's report.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and do the,
Can I make just one comment regarding the request to the state rep, to get special funding for the Hartley Road Bridge? The last time I talked with her, she reminded me that from the time she submitted that, the rules in the house are, it has to lay there for 45 days before they can act on it. So I think you gave us a date somewhere in late February that it was submitted.
Yes, 13 February.
Yeah, so,
That's when we submitted it to their office.
Yep.
I'm not sure when their office submitted it for the, I guess, to be on the floor or whatever.
yeah. I think it's probably to the appropriate committee in the house.
Okay.
So. Okay, continue, Bob.
So I think I want to hit what's on the manager's comment on the agenda for the policy, for the ethics and standards of conduct.
Yes.
So this was the one that we approved
Two
2 meetings
meetings
ago.
ago.
My error, I misnumbered it. So basically what we need to do is change it from 103 to 104, so we don't have duplicate policies. It's the same exact policy, we just needed to,
It's a different number.
yes, it's the only,
Okay.
And I have a copy if you guys, if you prove it to sign.
and I gave you guys, I think I took out the ones that had the 27th, because we were originally gonna have the meeting on Friday. They should have one that's dated the 24th. Two cents.
So do we have a motion to change the policy number? That's really all we're changing.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion from Mark and support from Kathy to change policy number 103 to policy number 104. There's no other changes in the policy itself, in the verbiage.
Nope.
So, are we ready to vote? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. It's approved.
I was trying to wait. Here's one for the sign.
Ready to move on?
They're signing that.
Oh, sorry.
Looks like Mike's ready for the baseball season to start. He's wearing his Tigers shirt today.
Me too.
Oh, you are too.
You guys
Thursday's opening day.
didn't get the memo?
No, you guys didn't loop us in. Your
I'm still
secret
playing
society.
basketball.
Well, me too.
For now.
I almost wore my Michigan one, but I left it to go with the neutral.
You look better with that.
No one looks bad in Mays.
Oh, man.
I would.
Nope, no one looks bad in Mays and blue.
Well, you poor Abraham Lincoln, it's better to keep your mouth shut. If you're stupid,
Okay.
If that's the case, I'm done.
Okay, you're ready.
All right, carrying on. Monte Carlo and Rapallo Court for trying to get that repay or
This
get
is
that paid.
Lake
not
Lake
repay.
Diane in Amboy Township,
Yes,
right?
yes. So we sent out certified bill the petitions, on February 27th, trying to get feedback from the property owners. As of right now, we haven't received any of the signed petitions back. We have had 2 individuals call and say they weren't interested in it, but we currently only have about 60% of the road frontage signatures from the previous petitions that they had done. So I don't believe the township was even interested in doing it unless they got, in the 80% range. So we'll have to see what we get back, if we get any back, and we'll go from there. I do know that Blaine, if this doesn't go through, would still like to have that portion, probably a quarter of it, done in front of his place, and then his property line, that he would pay 100% of. So we didn't want to do that because we felt that was going to cause a big stir. If we wound up paving that part, but if we had them try to get signatures and try to get these petitions back and nobody wants to do it, then that's the way it is, I guess.
So approximately how much is it that he's willing to pay for himself?
It's about 200 yards.
Okay, it's a small strip then. Really.
Yeah, it's coming off of Sellers, comes up the hill past his place and ends like right at the crest of the hill or just on the downslope. And that's all the farther he wants to go.
So, if we decide we're gonna pay that at his 100% cost, I would assume we are not gonna touch it until the township and the Lake Diane Association is happy with the dirt work out there.
Correct. I'm
Okay, all
going
right.
to continue on there.
Okay.
All right, so with that being said, we've been in contact with, is it Frontier?
Oh, I believe so.
I think it's Frontier that's got the foam head
Yes.
in the corner there.
Communication.
They're not real happy about it. They think that where they put it before is where it should be. And so I'm telling Blaine that needs to be reditched to start where the level of that foam ped's at and to ditch down East Diane. Because he did have a blowout on a silt fence. And when it blew out, it came out onto the road. He did come clean it up. But just the fact that, and I'm sure it held back quite a bit, and when it blew out, it's extra. But just the fact that anything came out on the road and wasn't maintained in the ditch is still a concern to us. So I think he's gonna need to ditch as a minimum that to where that foam pad won't be underwater and it'll flow through, and he's got like a driveway entrance that's planned to be whatever he's doing in there that will have to have a drive tube capable of handling that and the ditch all the way down. He will have to do a little more ditching on the Sellers side just to make sure it flows. And yes, that will need to be done before we'll even attempt to do anything else with Monte Carlo.
If I was a resident of the east side of Lake Diane, I would be furious with what he has done down there. That was a perfectly good ditch that went from Sellers south until he chose.
Yes, I would agree. Sellers or East Diane.
Yeah.
And it needs to be same and basically mirrored what's on the other side. The part of Sellers, I would argue to say he might have improved that, but
I still don't think he's
that was a straight ditch right to the
got
road.
enough fall right off the edge of the road most places.
Well, that's what I said. On Sellers, he'll need to increase that ditch to make it flow right, because it's going to have to flow both ways.
Yeah.
It's going to have to flow towards that foam pad and to really miss the foam
Around
pad.
the corner.
And then the other way going off his whatever he's got there. So I'm still working on that, but we're not until we even get some of these things back from the residents or the property owners. And that's the thing, most of the property owners, it's empty lots. there's a lot of empty lots in there. So I'm thinking a lot of those just aren't willing to, don't wanna have nothing to do with it, cause they're not gonna benefit a whole lot right now, I guess, so. We'll see what we get.
And as far as fixing the dirt work, until that clay dries out, there's not a whole lot you can do with it.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit, but he can do it. He moved a lot of dirt to get there. That little bit more to reestablish a good ditch line on both roads should be difficult.
So when you say you've heard from 60%, it's not 60% of the property owners, it's 60% of the road frontage?
It's the property owners. Cause they went around and did like handwritten petitions
Okay,
to a bunch of them, actually the ones that live there.
okay,
A lot of them are in support of it.
okay.
A lot of them that don't live there, just have property,
You haven't
we haven't heard from,
And that's what
we
you're
probably
trying to
won't hear
get.
from. But before we do something and they get assessed,
Right. You're communicating with them.
So is the township involved financially? in
the only
this
thing
or
they've
not?
said they'll do so far is they said they would bond, if that elected, if they got like in the 80%,
Mhm.
they would bond to cover it, but that's it. So yeah, they didn't wanna, and I guess kind of rightfully so, what happened with the rest of Lake Diane.
Yeah.
I mean, that was before my time, but I think they've got a bad taste in their mouth for doing a special
Yeah.
assessment. So I particularly don't wanna have us do the special assessment either, but if people are willing to do it and pay for the work.
Okay.
All right, so moving on, Pittsford Road property. We emailed out a certified letter to both adjoining property owners, asking them to basically give us that we'd entertain offers to purchase those two pieces. We had the surveyor come out and mark, what it would take to make it to the center of the road. I gotta say, probably the Bishop side, I don't think there's an issue with. The other side, they're not happy with thinking that that's their property and they shouldn't have to pay for it again, and it's not. So, more to come on that, but if they send us, offers to purchase it, then I think we need to entertain or at least look at what they're offering.
And this, we're still talking about basically a 1 acre
1 acre
parcel.
block. And one side is about, give or take, 0.3, and the other side 0.7 of the acre. Which the 0.7 is the Bishops, which are trying to buy that whole side, so that whole side would be theirs. It's just the 0.3 kind of messes with two property owners that I don't know how that one's gonna go. But we did met with them and the surveyor out there on site the other day, and that's what drove the letters to get sent out. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, our pavement marking, the contract was extended for this year, so we won't be doing bids. Jeff's been out checking for special markings and doing up maps and stuff that we need for that. The ditch and deburring projects, we still need to finish a little bit on Gilmore Road from Reading to Lilac. There's a very little bit of ditching and then the gravel to put down. Let's see. Our state crews, they've basically just been out cold patching, trimming brush where they can, and taking care of a few washouts. We've had, with all this rain and everything, we did have a few washouts there to take care of. Tree work, the tree crews have been cutting the canopy and everything for service requests. Mowing, we've had the mowers, the brush mowers, out in the northwest quadrant, which will be the quadrant that gets sprayed this year. So they're been out mowing that one. That'll allow for a little bit of new growth, and then when they spray it, kills it off and
What are they mowing?
brush.
So they're not mowing, they're, okay.
Yeah, yes.
So these
Brush
are
mowers.
sidearm
Yes,
mowers.
yeah, the
Okay,
big
okay,
sidearm.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, okay.
Yeah, right, they're mowing the grass already.
They're not-
Let's see, everybody that we can put out right now are scraping. We got a few that are still pothole patching or things like that. For the most part, the graders and the trucks are out scraping what we can on the gravel roads. Try to get them shaped back up. They're all in rough shape. This spring, or it ain't spring yet, winter was very rough on them. So we just removed the frost laws on Monday, which really allowed us to start doing a little more heavier grading and stuff. Until then, we could have blown the roads out with our own equipment, trying to get on them while if there was still frost or moisture in the ground. That was the biggest issue. So we've got a crack seal machine that we took in and had serviced to make sure it's good to go. We're gonna need to order some more of the blocks that go with it. So I'm asking Joe to order about $14,000 worth of blocks for it, and we'll see how that gets us, and if we need to reorder, we'll reorder, just to keep that one going, because there's a lot of cracks out there that could get done.
What are blocks for this?
They're big, they're blocks of basically almost like a rubber asphalt material. They dump them into this big kettle
Okay, so
and heats them up.
it's what we seal the roads with.
Yes,
the order-
it's the material
It's
that melts
okay,
and,
yep, okay.
I mean, you see the little lines swiggling all through.
And how much does 14,000 blocks cost approximately? I'm just curious.
14,000.
It's not 14,000
Block, it's $14,000. Okay, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I asked the questions I asked.
$1 a block.
There you go. No, okay.
Exactly how many blocks, I'm not sure. I think it's about a
It
semi-load.
does, okay.
But yeah, 14,000.
There you go. I don't think a block is $1. Not if it's an asphalt material.
Okay.
You sure of that?
Yes.
It's not quite gold, but almost.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And currently it's going up, so hurry up and order.
Yes.
All right, so we're working with Heartwood, which is the solar company, the existing solar fields that they've got, nothing new, to work on the roads around them that they've been tearing up, basically. They came to us also and want to participate in fixing them up. So we gave them 2 different contracts, one for paver patching on Jonesville and Bunn Road.
Seal and fog too.
Yeah, and then on top, once it's paver patched, to seal and fog seal it. And then on all the gravel roads, then we went through and mapped them all out. There's numerous ones. To add, I believe it was 4 inches of gravel to each of those for the entire surface. So I want to say it was about 12,500 tons of gravel that they're going to pay for. And they haven't given us a yes and a signed contract yet, but they didn't seem overly excited over it. And then we gave them also the contract for the paper patch and chip seal. We haven't heard back from them on that. And that one's, both of them are 150 to 180,000 each. So they're looking to pitch in a significant portion.
Which is the paved road, I'm sorry?
Jonesville and Bunn.
Jonesville.
And so basically it'll be Jonesville from, I don't have the map in front of me.
My other question would be,
That intersection there,
I'm gonna go grab that.
to Wise. And then Bunn Road, the section that they've been utilizing. Everything else is gravel roads, and so
so are those gravel roads limestone or are they
they're
gravel?
all gravel.
Okay,
There's no limestone out
Okay.
there, but
I didn't know, cause isn't that Allen Township? I thought Allen Township
no,
had
it's
moved.
Fayette.
Oh, that's still in Fayette? Cause I thought.
Almost everything for the solar field's Fayette. There's very little in Allen.
For now.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
Must be
wanting
the
to,
expansion's going that way too.
yes.
All the expansion's going.
But we haven't heard
Well,
anything
both
on the
ways.
expansion as far as anything for a road use agreement, driveway permits, anything like that.
So we haven't heard anything about them expanding into Allen Township?
That they haven't come to us to ask for permits or anything like that. I know they've been with the township,
Yes,
Very
I
much
guess that's
so.
what I'm hearing, yeah.
They're surveying
But-
everywhere.
but they haven't come to us and asked for any kind of permits to expand.
Well, I guess my only comment would be is if they expand into wherever they go, if we have limestone roads, make sure we're putting limestone on them to
Sure.
repair them and not gravel.
Like I say, I'd never mind.
And actually, they,
Oh, and that's okay, like I said, I thought that was in Allen Township, I just wanna make sure that we're putting the right
and
product
actually, we
down.
discussed limestone with them because they were, and actually, they wanted limestone till they figured out how much limestone costs us up here. They're used to, in Ohio,
Yeah.
limestone's fairly cheap, so they use they're used to limestone and like limestone. When they got here and it's like double the price of gravel, and that's
So-
what's there.
So is limestone that much cheaper, or gravel just isn't an option in Ohio?
I think limestone's cheaper there, cause that's where most of the quarries are at.
So you think our limestone's so much more expensive because of the transportation?
Exactly.
Exactly.
You gotta haul it from pits, you know, the closest ones are Toledo or Paulding, Ohio, or,
You get, and that's why most of our townships that are in like the southeast corner,
They use
they
it
use
because it's a
limestone,
little
cause
bit
it's
cheaper.
cheaper.
The limestone's
Yes. I don't
not
think
cheaper than gravel,
No.
but it's cheaper
Yeah.
than the northern counties
Yes.
are.
And in Gary's territory, the limestone works better.
yeah, in our clay-based soils.
Yeah.
It's.
And that's what they were used to dealing with Ohio and that kind of stuff. So when they came here, they said, well, let's do limestone. We're like,
Okay,
sure.
sure.
Until we told them how much it was gonna be, and they're like, ah. And those roads aren't limestone now, so.
Right. Well, like I said, if we're fixing limestone roads, we need to put limestone on.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
But they do seem to be wanting to be good partners and wanting to fix the roads up, not only for the residents in the township, but they also don't wanna beat up their equipment, you know,
Right.
run up and down the road, so. More to come on that when we get those contracts back. We're meeting with the Lake Somerset Association and the township here on the 27th, on Friday, to see what the association, it sounds like they're wanting to fix, I don't know, 3 or 4 roads a year. They don't think that they'd be able to pass a special assessment for all of them, but maybe fix 2 or 3 roads, 4 roads a year until they get through.
This is primarily Lake Somerset.
Yes, yes, it is Lake Somerset.
And that, they're gonna do that by special assessment,
It sounds like they're gonna pay for it.
the residents,
Yeah.
not the township.
Well, that I don't know. The township's in on it, so they're okay with it.
Okay.
So whether it goes through them or we'll have to figure that out, but this is just kind of an initial meeting to say, you know, what the options are.
They were given the, initial proposal of redoing all the roads, and it was $5 million.
And it's right at 5 million to do all of it. So he knows that's not gonna happen, but if they can do, and even talking with the township, the supervisor, and the association, I guess he's the president, about, you know, starting in the very back and working your way out, so you're not trucking over the
The
new man. So everybody seems to be on the same wavelength for that, so. But we'll see what all they're capable of or want to do come Friday. Let's see. Just a reminder, on April 6th, we'll be shifting to our 410s. We're sending, I forget, how many people were we sending to the skid pad? Did he tell you?
I believe that the new people.
All the new people? Well, I was thinking 10, but, so I think we're sending 5 trucks, 10 guys over to to the skid pad in Marshall. And that teaches the guys how to handle a skid and, you know, it's a really unique feeling when you get one of them big trucks spinning. And so it teaches them how to correct a slide and all that good stuff. So the new guys, all the newest guys, we just hired 4, and then any of the newer guys that just came on,
Yeah.
we'll get them through that. So this is good training for them.
Do we have any greater training planned for this year?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's, I don't know if it's the same company.
I don't think it's the same company, but I think it's in April too.
So yeah, lots of training going.
Good.
Let's see, the issue on Lamphere, we need to get in and do our portion, which will be like how, when we have him move that berm again, that he's supposed to done. That way it's got a place to go. There's a driveway down farther that we're gonna have to put a cross tube in, otherwise all that water is gonna wash across the top, because he doesn't have a drive tube there. Apparently that's how it goes now, but
So which lake is this, or which township is
this
this?
is right over here on,
Near Lake,
on Lamphere. It's
Oh, it's the one that.
the berm.
Yeah, they built a new house and it's on a hill and they piled
Okay.
all the dirt.
It's just, it's
Right
Just off of
behind-
99.
east of your office.
Hillsdale
Yes,
Township.
Hillsdale, yes.
So,
So start again, what are they doing?
so we need to get in there, and Kevin's gonna schedule it to do some ditching down to the guy that's down on the corner, and then we're gonna put a cross tube underneath his drive. Otherwise, everything just washes across his drive. To get to the catch basin that then sends it across the road and down to the lake. So once we get that and gives the water a place to go, I'm gonna go back and say, okay, you need to get these things moved. And so,
I don't understand why they get to wait until we do something. They're the ones that change
but
the landscape.
yes, they did. However, it was never right to begin with. There was never anywhere for the water to go other than across this guy's driveway. So whether they put those berms there or not, that flow of the land still went that way.
But they piled the dirt almost on the road.
I understand that. And they'll get back, I think I've told them 25 feet. But whether they didn't have no dirt there at all, the water was still flowing around that corner and going down across that guy's drive and just kind of just washing across the top of it, because the catch basin's on the other side of his driveway. So we feel, just to avoid any, it's not that, oh, we're gonna do work before you do, it's just, if there's no place for that water to go, we tell them to ditch all that, and then it rains and all this goes there, there's no place for the water to go,
Right.
other than across the guy's drive. So it's a drive tube and some ditching, it won't take long.
Which guy's drive are you putting it?
If you come off of 99, you're going down Lamphere, you
Yep,
cross that intersection where all the berm's at,
yep.
it's on farther down that hill, that's the next guy, and he's at the next intersection,
He's at the next intersection.
and at that intersection is a catch basin that sends it underneath the road and it gets to the lake that way. But there's nothing to allow water to get from where the berm's at,
Yeah.
past his place.
So what are you gonna do about the new concrete driveway that the berm people put in? Cause does
They'll have
the water not flow across their drive?
They'll have to put a tube in,
They'll have to cut it.
they'll have to cut it. And
Okay,
we talked to them,
okay. So that's a brand new concrete driveway.
yes it is.
Okay, alright, well, I just wanna make sure that was happening too, and not just down the way, because I think if down the way's a problem, his has to be a problem too.
Yes.
Okay, alright, sorry. My ears just perked up and my brain kicked in.
I figured that, but no,
Okay.
he will have to cut that and put a tube in.
Okay.
that's what they make concrete saws for.
And luckily, I believe they had a stress joint or
Oh, they're.
right about where it needs to be, so they can cut that last chunk out, put it in, and his contractor said it wouldn't be that big a deal.
Other than somebody's gotta absorb the cost.
Yep, so I think that,
It seems to me
that's
like
probably the issue, but
property owner.
And you're gonna put a ditch along Lamphere then?
Mhm.
And that property owner's okay with that? Again, based on the
It's got
stuff he's
to.
been doing, I'm surprised.
it's got to.
Okay, cause I'm surprised he doesn't want a buried
No.
tube down through there.
Nope.
Interesting. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
To be seen.
Let's see. We're still trying to hire some seasonals and a engineer intern, tech, whatever you want to call them. We've got 5 returning seasonals, and so we're going to need about 7 more. We've got a few of the applications that they're going through right now. We've got a couple in so far for the engineer tech. And I guess the last thing, will be the salt. So I'm doing some figures right now to see what the cost efficiencies or what it'd be to convert over to straight salt instead of using the salt sand mix. Nearest figures I've got so far is about $6.39 a ton difference. And then that doesn't have any mixing or hauling charges in there. So when you add somebody mixing and hauling all that material, that probably actually puts it over a per ton cost as cheaper being straight salt than using the salt sand mix. I just want to let you know that's what I'm looking at, and we'll come up with the numbers and stuff, hard numbers, but basically by the time you add the salt or the sand to the salt, you add chloride to the sand, you mix the sand and chloride, then you mix the salt and the sand chloride mix, it comes up to a significant amount of money that we're putting into the sand salt when salt would work better. We have to get the guys to turn down their salters, because at that point they don't have to put as much material down. The salt will work better, with less. So that's always a hard one to sell and get done. But just the pure cost of the sand, the chloride, the mixing, the hauling, we could have the salt hauled directly to the garages where we wouldn't have any hauling charges, wouldn't have any mixing charges, and we don't even need to mix up something if we really needed some grit, and then they'd probably mix it a little heavier. We'll keep the sand in the barn, dry, in case they need to mix something to get grit, and it'll be heavier on the sand. So
The mixing and hauling charges are all internal charges.
yes, but it's still what we
It's still,
bill out.
I understand is what you bill out, but it's an internal charge, so we're not saving any money. Because we're still gonna pay those people. And we're still gonna have that equipment.
Yes. Yes, but if you can turn down the salt, then you save there too.
So,
Because what you were using, if you use 10 tons of salt sand mix, then you should be able to use about 7 tons of straight salt.
So why have we been using a salt sand mix, and why would we better not, other than, so why have we been using salt sand mix? Let's go
It's
there
just what they've
first.
always done. A lot of counties have.
But there's gotta be a
And I
reason.
hate to keep referring back, but Jackson went to straight salt a long time ago because of that. But all of their trucks have the newer controls where we can dial in and say the max you can put out is 200 pounds per lane mile. We still have some old trucks here that's the old dial and levers that you can't limit them. You got to make sure the drivers limit themselves. As the trucks get newer and you have that system in there, then you can
Okay,
how
and
much.
how many of our trucks don't have the system?
Don't know right offhand.
So is it the right thing to do if we can't limit how much they're using?
I personally think so, but there's a lot of things to figure into that. It's like, does the straight salt works quicker, works better, so you don't have to go over it as many times. You don't have to take the fuel that it takes to redo your route because the salt sand mix didn't work quite as well, or there's a lot of factors that actually
there's
figure
certain
into that.
conditions where you're gonna use more sand than you will salt because of cold weather, because the salt don't work.